What's up, guys? Raccoon the Good over here. I'm sorry for not posting for the past 3 days. I had things to do. I didn't really have time to post, but I plan on making more posts and uploading daily like I used to do. And I'm gonna continue my what if Deku had venom and what if Issa was betrayed, as well as the what if he betrayed. I forgot the name of the series. And to give me a minute. I'm sorry for the background noises. But this will be my 400 sub special, and it's amazing how you guys got me here so fast, and I really appreciate all y'all's support. So I just want to give a big thanks. I'm gonna try my best to make this an hour and 30-minute long video. So let's get straight into it. Now, last I left off was the reception at Deku and Miriko's wedding. Now, as we all know, this is Miriko's dress and this is Deku's. And let's not forget that everyone else is there after they finally cracked the code. And Deku still has that brutality. I'm just kind of recapping on everything for myself actually. So we're going to move on to the honeymoon. Yes, this will be an 18+ part. Just a quick heads up. So, on their honeymoon, they just decide to go back to the old forest they lived in and spend their honeymoon there. But Deku had Nezu, without Miriko's knowledge, build a big ass hot spring there, because let's just say for plot's sake, they found a hot spring there, so they decided to make one and actually start stealing out of it. So they have already built a hot spring, so they plan on going to the forest. Now, Miriko doesn't know about this because Nezu only called Deku. So Miriko asked Deku where he wants to go, and as Deku said, we could go back to the old forest. I want to see how much it's changed, you know? Miriko is excited by the idea because she misses the old forest. Now, on their way there, by walking, of course. Give me a minute. No, so as I was saying, as they're walking, Miriko is grabbing Deku's arm, putting it in between her breastises. So, and Miriko is really horny right now. Let me just say that. Okay? So, and Deku can tell she's really horny because the way her face gets and her ears move, because they twirl in like a little mini circle whenever she's really horny. Only he notices them. So, as they begin to twirl, Deku takes a look at it. He smirks. Now, he got that really, really fun type smirk. Give me a minute. My bad for all the pauses. Okay, so as I was saying, she's really horny. And they pass by a couple of hotels. As every time they pass by one, Miriko would tug Deku a bit. Not enough to yank him, but enough to get his attention, but he'd keep walking. She's starting to get aggravated. And she begins to grope Deku's groin. Now this is starting to excite Deku. As Deku just grabs her hand and says, "Wait till we get to the forest." And so she begins to stop for the moment. Now that's still another 30 minutes. Miriko's ears are still twirling, like usual. Horny little rabbit, put it that way. So, when they finally get there, as they walk they walk deep into the forest, and they see that there's been a path made. They can know this, Miriko didn't. So they begin to walk on the path. Miriko's ears begin to slowly stop twirling. As Deku asks, "What's wrong, Miriko?" She says, "I don't remember this ever being here. Hopefully someone didn't raid our forest and destroy it all." Deku said, "There's no way. Remember all the bears and the mythical creatures that had to defend this place?" And she said, "Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't get to the forest in any way." Deku says, True, but I doubt they were able to destroy anything." And when they finally get to the end of the path, they see a hot spring resort. Miriko's eyes light up and her ears start twirling again. And she get that smug look on her face. And they have the couple baths. And they have like several different ones, but they're not connected at all. They're all in their separate little areas. So they're practically alone. So we begin with Mirko and Deku walking up to the the reception table. And Deku asks for the couple's bath. And Mirko gets extremely happy. They start twirling even faster. And now that this is going on, she begins grabbing Deku by the groin. And the receptionist asked that if they're going to do anything, please change the water afterwards. And Mirko gets hella happy because she just got the A-OK to do whatever she wants in that bath as long as they change the water. Give me a minute. Sorry for all the pauses. Yeah, so as I was saying, as they finally get ready to go inside the building, Deku is horny because of Mirko's groping on the way there and when they got there. So when they get in there, they take a bath for like 5 minutes. That's it. That's as long as they stay in the bath. And then Mirko gets on Deku's lap. Now Mirko is panting really, really hard. So Deku begins his usual trying to find the correct radio signal, and he's twisting the dials. And Mirko is trying to match the song notes, and they're very, very high notes, you know? Kind of hard to match. I'm just gonna make this one 18x, bro, because I'm gonna go into extreme detail into this one. So, as Deku stuck his cock inside of Mirko, this is going too deep for Mirko, pushing her womb up against her, and she's in pleasure heaven. Because I believe, if I didn't mention it, because she's a rabbit, her like sexual urges are like 5 times the normal amount. I don't know if it's true, but nah, never mind. I ain't gonna mention that. But Mirko is having the best time of her life, as is Deku. Now, the couple's bath has a limited time of a day, so they're going to be in there all day. Now, Mirko begins to do missionary doggy cowgirl, reverse cowgirl. They go into a lot of positions. Now, mind you, they're barebacking this. They always wear a condom all the other times. But this time they're barebacking it. And finally, after like 3 hours, Deku gets close. And Mirko, she's like hanging on, but barely, because she's a rabbit, bro. And Deku's a monster. Literal monster. As Venom feels all of the things that Deku does as well. Pain, happiness, anger. But he has his own will. So Venom, he's enjoying himself too. So it's practically 2 guys fucking Mirko in a way. But in another way, it's not. It's more or less one. One individual, 2 minds. Okay, let's put it that way. So Deku finally gets ready to come as he comes inside Mirko. But as soon as he comes, he pulls out. But he came inside. Now, this ain't going to come into play anytime soon, or anytime yet, you know? So, as he did this, he pulled out, and as soon as he did, Mirko dropped down to her knees. She buckled, pretty much. And then Deku got hard again. Now, they still have 19 hours left in there. Not 21 hours, my bad, because I said 3 hours. 21 hours left. And Deku is going to take full advantage of that. Because they are no longer in a cold cave. Well, not cold, but relatively hot and cold at the same time type of cave. They're in a hot spring. So they have minerals in the water. They're feeling good. Let's put it that way. They're feeling really, really good. What's my battery at, bro? I feel like my phone's gonna die. 18. You love to see it. Now, so Miracle is completely out of it. As Deku begins pounding away, he is completely and utterly destroying her. As this time, Deku don't plan on healing her because she needs to take a break from hero work, you know? Because she's been working extra hard for hero work and things like that. So Deku doesn't plan on healing her this time. So because he doesn't plan on healing her, he plans on destroying her legs for a week. Like them rabbit kicking legs, ain't no more. Ain't no more, bro. They're disabled. Completely and utterly disabled. Enough ranting. So as a couple hours go by, Deku comes inside her about 2 more times. Now this on one of Miracle's not safe days. So she has a very big possibility of getting pregnant. But Deku and Miracle don't give a damn. At all. So, another original idea coming up in the next part. Stay tuned. I plan on posting that part probably today. Nah, I'll post it tomorrow. I gotta record 3 different videos today because I was gone for 3 days. So I gotta make up for that. Now, Deku has pretty much Miracle's lifeless at this point. She's unconscious, so Deku's practically holding her and he's still pounding away. Like, he is pounding. I'm not gonna mention that part. Sometimes Miracle will get kinky in a way, pulling out the pink handcuffs and things like that. And I forgot that I have to do a whole midnight shit, bro. And that's gonna be extremely kinky. Because Midnight, that's the type of person we can get, bro. Her hero suit has handcuffs and a whip on it. She is kinky. Can't tell me otherwise. So that's gonna be a really pain in the ass to do. Have to do some research, you know. Nah. Alright, so Miracle begins to wake up a day later. And she gets sick when she wakes up, you know. But we're gonna get off of that. Then cut over to Izumi, who knew about their honeymoon and where Deku was going to take her, and knows about the things they be doing. Because she literally masturbated to it one time. And she also has that crush on Deku. Now see, Izumi's willing to share, but Miracle's not. That's where the problem comes. So, Deku be with Miracle first, she ain't got the chance. She's getting that Hanada treatment, bro. So, Deku is taking care of Miracle. Miracle's like throwing up. She got some morning sickness. Now, if you get the memo of what morning sickness comes from, you do. If you don't, you don't, you know? How it be sometimes. So, Deku is taking care of her, giving her food, cooking for her every morning, breakfast in bed. As well as having Izumi take care of her while they go to school. No, Miracle doesn't go to school because she can't walk. Deku literally broke her hips, bro, dislocated them out of place. And he relocated her, but the actual doctor said that she can't be moving around for too long. She can like get up and walk she can't walk for a while. She can walk for like a minute and then she has to sit down because her legs begin to hurt. And she's been asking Deku to heal her, and Deku every time Deku would tell her that she needs to take a break from work. She said she will just heal her, and Deku said, no, you won't, you're lying to me. Miracle be that pathological liar, you know? So, we begin with Izumi now. Deku has been skipping class to take care of Miracle. So, Izumi hasn't really seen Deku all that much. She only sees him at the house. And on this particular night, I'm going to say it's a Friday, so it's not Friday game night, but more or less a movie night. And it's been a week because they did all this on Sunday, my bad. So Miracle and Deku haven't been to school that entire week. Miracle because Deku won't fix her, and Deku because Miracle can't come to school. Now, let me cut back over to Miracle. Miracle in her head really enjoyed that. Actually, give me a second. I need to check something. Alright, as I was saying, so Miracle's been thinking that she's been sick lately. And she thinks she's starting to get fat because of this, you know? But she counts it off as a lie because she works out every day. And like a week's break would not make her get fat. Now, if you get the memo where I'm going, then you know. If you don't, you don't, you know? Guarantee Vortex will get this memo. If he doesn't, I'm disappointed. Just so you know, Vortex, if you don't get it, I'm disappointed. Now, y'all may not know who Vortex is. It's someone I call Vortex. He watches the videos. Honestly, I'm not finna joke to you. It's Phoenix Hokage. I just call him Vortex because of some reason I'm not gonna tell you. But I call him Vortex for that reason. So I will be very disappointed of him if he doesn't get the memo. So we're gonna cut over to the internships, not the sports festival. I still haven't done the sports festival. Pretty sure I've done everything but the sports festival. Then Heroes versus Villains. Now, this episode will be the sports festival. Now, we move on to Monday. Miracle has finally been healed, so she goes back to school, as well as Deku. Now, Miracle has put on some weight. Not really, she just looks fatter. I'm not finna lie to you, that's why, because there's a certain reason. That is the only way I can describe it. Her belly has gotten bigger, okay? So, I'm not fat shaming, so do not think so. Do not think that. As I've mentioned before, Izumi does have that crush. So, she hugs Deku as soon as he arrives in class. Now, Miracle doesn't really mind this because Deku only has the hots for her, you know? And she 100% believes this because of the fact that he was abandoned, betrayed, not abandoned, but abused and abandoned. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Abused and abandoned. And he's practically very antisocial to people that he don't know. And around his sister, she doesn't really care because that's his sister. And she doubts he'll do anything with her. Which is 100% right. He's not going to do anything with her. Like, because one of the parts, I had one of you ask me to make Deku fuck Izumi. Not happening, man. Not happening. But possibly in the future. Alright, let's just get into this. As they come back to school, this is the time Aizawa and Miracle both inform them that there is a sports festival coming up. And Kirishima, I'm just going to make it Kirishima because I forgot who actually asked. Kirishima asked, oh, didn't we just get attacked by villains like the last week? Like a couple weeks ago? As Aizawa and Miracle both say yes, and that they're doing this to show the power of UA, etc. And so, they get that 3 days to train on their special moves and things like that. And Deku's special move is that form. The first one, not the second one, but the first one, where his body and his physical body changes. He gets the long teeth, he gets the brute strength, he gets that 500 times booster. Now, one of his punches can easily kill All Might, therefore he's not allowed to use that form unless anything gets serious. So it's kind of like the backup plan, you know? Therefore, him never being able to really train with that form, he only trains with it in his forest by UA, because like the air pressure behind his punches can destroy mountains themselves, so he has to train while looking up. This still does cause some damage by changing the weather, but it also keeps people safe. Give me a second. Not that. Love to see it, bro. 17%. I'm going to have to wait a little bit before I record my other 3 videos for What If Deku Was Betrayed and the reincarnation of a certain someone. And I think that was What If Issei Was Betrayed. One or the other. I had no idea to betrayed for Deku. There are 2 of them actually, but the one's a whole different. I'm going to figure that out later. So I need to finish up this. I'll probably stop it at 30 minutes because of the fact that my phone's about to die. So it'll be a part 5 then part 6 later today. Just a heads up. just to continue it for the 400 sub special. So, we begin with Deku's special move. As he finally got the hang of being able to go into that form, he did it while training in his forest. Like, weight training, like, over 100,000 pounds on him. But this being like a small bracelet multiplies his weight by several tons. So, Mirko can't really do anything to help Deku train because he's already beyond All Might himself, as well as All For One, so they can't really do anything to help him other than just like let him do his own workout schedule and assist him in it. Now, Deku's supplier for his actual training devices is Mei Hatsume. And because of this, Mei Hatsume gets a scholarship to UA. Because I'm saying this because she wasn't in UA yet, but then she got the scholarship for helping the kid known as Venom out. And she still has that, like, babies fetish. She calls all her devices babies. So, now, the 3 days go by as Deku's fully mastered this, as well as changing up his hero suit a bit. He put more blue on it than green. So, he has the body of Mirio. Like, base form, body of Mirio. Second form, body of All Might. With, like, 2 times his muscle mass and muscle density. So he's practically in a gauge of levels. I won't say levels, but in a gauge of strength. All Might has a power level of 1 billion. Deku has a power level of 10 billion base and 100 trillion in his second form. But we're not going to get into that because I don't feel like gauging all of that right now. So we're going to start with the sports festival. So, Deku is talking to Mirko, and this is when Aizawa finally arrives. Well, not arrives, but wakes up. As he says, they're starting the sports festival today. As Mirko says, yes, yes we are. Gladly, even though it's kind of pointless since we're just probably informing the villains of all of our feats and strength. As Deku agrees with her, and then we're just going to move straight on to not the fights, but the race. And at the start line, Midnight spins the wheel, and as the wheel spins, she tries to hit on Deku. But Deku just shows her the ring and tells her that they're married, that he's married. And so Midnight kind of stopped, but she still says, oh, you know you can get this any day. You can cheat on whoever you got, you know that, right? And Deku, not being weirded out by this, but not even being disgusted because it is the R-rated material. He kind of expected her to be like this. But he didn't expect her to be hitting on him at all. So he's kind of caught off guard, but not really. As she spins the wheel and it finally lands on the race, she does her whole little motto, the race and things like that. So, Deku, at the start line, he starts to transform. And Mei Hatsume change his suit to be extremely stretchable and blade resistant, so it won't cut from his teeth. As he transforms into the human-looking Venom form, as everyone in Class 1A, Class 1B are just staring at his monstrous appearance. I haven't really talked much about Bakugo either, so it's crazy, ain't it? He's like a main character, I don't even talk about him because I forget about him. I'm just gonna say that this man's dead, alright? Bakugo Katsuki is dead. And he is dead because I totally forgot about him for the last 5 parts, so I'm gonna have to make him dead. He never existed. After he bullied Deku, he died, okay? Let's put it that way, he died at a young age. And I don't really talk about other ships other than the one ship, Izumi. No, I didn't say, no, I remember I talked about Bakugo a bit, a small amount. That was whenever he tried to hit on Izumi, things like that. I think, oh no, I'm confused. Alright, so, but Bakugo's dead, let's just put it that way. Bakugo died. He died because I forgot about him and because of plot. So, now that Bakio is out of the way, let's get into the race. As they say start, and before Midnight's hand reached her waist, there was a massive crack in the ground going all the way through straight to the finish line. And of course, this being where Deku stepped, just completely causing mini craters and a massive crack through the earth, leading straight to the finish line. As Mirko said, first place winner, Izuku Midoriya. And now, I'm going to say, he's already told Class 1A about his name. Now, a certain someone was watching. No, I'm pretty sure I already had the meet. Yeah, I did, so never mind. Scratch that. Just scratch that whole part right there. I'm sorry I messed that up. So, as he says, the first place winner, Venom. Like that, and as the crowd looks over and they see a monster-looking creature standing there, as some are terrified, and then Deku finally drops down to his normal form, and they calm down, and they're thinking his quirk is a transformation quirk, or as well as a physical enhancement. They're not wrong, but they're not right. It's not a quirk. It's like a parasite. My bad, Venom. And I believe, yeah, this is where I'm going to have to leave it off, guys. Sorry for the short video. It's just that my phone's about to die. Hold on, let me check it, actually. Pretty sure I'm at 15% now. I'll go till I get 10%. So, as the races concluded, second place, Shoto Todoroki. Third, Izumi. Fourth, Toru Hakagiri. I'm not going to go down the list. You get the picture. And now we move on to the Cavalry battle. Deku, of course, being first. He has the 10 million points. So Deku actually has one person join his team, that being Izumi. So no one else really wants to join them. So Deku is the horse, while Izumi is the top person. Now, this is already an overpowered team as it stands, because Izumi with her very strong telekinesis, and you got Deku with his his venom, that can literally give him a 500 times booster. So, and Deku can't do it like one for all. He can't put it down percentage. Just certain parts, he can't do that. It's a one-shot weapon. And he can stay in the form for quite a while, actually. About a day and a half straight, he can stay in that form. But we're not going to get into that. As the round starts, as Deku just kind of has Izumi on his shoulders, as Izumi's blushing a bit, because certain parts are being rubbed by his neck. We're not going to talk about that. So, Deku is moving, well, not moving, he's more or less flicking at people, and Izumi is guarding, as well as snatching headbands. She's taking Todoroki's and Toru Hakagiri's because they were the top 4. So she's taking them. And as everyone keeps trying to grab Deku's, Izumi's just blocking them all with a telekinesis barrier. Because that's her special move, a barrier, as defense, because she mainly only has attack patterns. She decided to go for defensive. And this really working out for her, giving her a whole barrier she can use to completely block people. Now this blocks mainly everything other than court canceling items. So, because this, people were saying it's unfair and things like that, but they chose that team, so it's not unfair in the slightest bit. Now we move on to the fights. First fight, Deku versus Shinsu. And Ojiro not warning Deku about this because Ojiro never made it past the race. And so, therefore, Ojiro not saying anything. Deku and Shinso got in the fight. As the fight started, Shinso started talking shit, as he usually does. And he's saying stuff that Deku didn't care about. He said something about Miracle, which pissed Deku off, but Deku didn't say something. Then he said, "Oh, your mom must be so proud," which pisses Deku off, saying, "My mom is nothing but gar." And then Shinso saying, "Got you." Now we cut over to Shinso. Shinso's looking in Deku's mind. He sees nothing but darkness. Nothing at all but darkness. Shinso's thing is like, what the hell is wrong with this kid? As he keeps looking deeper and deeper, but he keeps seeing darkness. Now give me a second. He finally looks deep enough. Then he finally sees this. This scaring the shit out of Shinso, causing him to break the barrier. Not barrier, but the mind control. And as he did, Deku disappeared from his sight and just punched him in the gut, sending him upwards and then elbowing him in the back of the head, sending him back down. Now this almost killing Shinso, it split his skull in two, but like cracked it all the way, and as well as breaking 7 different ribs. Now Deku didn't say anything, he just walked away, not even killing Shinso. Now, I'm gonna leave the video off here because the next fight is probably going to be the Shinso versus Izumi. Not Shinso, but Deku versus Izumi, because I don't really feel like covering the other fights because they're not really that important. And Bakugo's dead, so that he's not even in here. So, I'll see you guys on the next part after I charge my phone. Later.